from our review engineer stating that all of his concerns and items were addressed. We, at the last meeting, at the last time the hearing was open, we addressed the remaining concerns with the property owner, and I believe everybody was satisfied with his answers. Ken, you've reviewed that, and did you have any concerns or comments in regard to that?
No, I reviewed all the material, and I am satisfied with all the material.
Okay, so at this point, I would say you probably want to move on to closing the public hearing and taking a vote. I think that maybe just checking with the members present that there are no additional issues or concerns.
Yeah. Anything else to talk about before we?
Did have one question. I noticed they had started the site work by taking down the trees. I just didn't know if that fell under the umbrella of what's in this packet or just that it was permitted at the time it was done.
I mean, trees are one of those things where a property owner can clear trees on their property without any sort of permit. The property owner did call me and notify me that he was going to begin clearing in anticipation of this meeting based on the discussion that was had at the last meeting. He's put controls in place to ensure that there wasn't silt and sand on the street. The majority of what was done was cutting the trees, not stumping. I think he's moving towards that in the next week or so. But it's covered under the erosion and sedimentation control plan, but it's not necessarily under the purview of the board as far as you can't do that without the permit.
Okay, but it wouldn't negate us from making any
No,
conditions
no.
or anything like that? And then my other question is, since they have cut down the trees, has there been any abutter input or anybody
No,
say
no one's
anything?
called and had
I
any
would
sort of
assume that
complaints. I
if
mean,
somebody was gonna notice that didn't notice, that would be the time, so.
yeah, and honestly, the owner of the project abuts 90% of it, so
Okay,
I think I hope he wouldn't complain on himself.
right.
Okay, if there's no other,
I'm sorry. I do have a question. Was there any follow-up on the fall zone issue with the tower?
There was a special permit issued by this board, and the fall zone just requires that it remain on the property.
Okay.
And any buildings within the fall zone on the property, the applicant is responsible for whatever issue might come up with that.
So, okay, good. Sure.
It's a property damage issue with the fall zone, so you want to make sure it doesn't fall on someone else's property, but if it falls on your own property and damages your own building, you've created that sort of situation.
Who carries the liability insurance for that, the property owner or the company?
That's a legal question between the two of them. I would imagine they both have some liability insurance. I would imagine the tower company has a higher policy based on their value is in that tower.
And one more question. The NPDES, isn't that required for clearing of more than 1 acre?
It is. I would imagine that he has already filed that. Generally, they happen concurrently.
Okay. We don't have any confirmation.
I
that he-
don't, and in my experience, DEP doesn't, or EPA doesn't send out any confirmation unless you call and request it.
Okay.
I can follow up with them. Did he? I guess it is a little more than an acre over there.
It just looks like it. I was looking for an actual statement of acreage, but I didn't see one. And that could be followed up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we can make sure that that's here. I have a contact at EPA I can call.
The existing conditions page seems to like it's more than an acre, including all this area.
Yeah, usually there's a statement of acreage, lot area. Nope, I'm good.
okay. Unless there's any other questions, I'll entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay. So do you have to do any findings or directives, or we just move right into a vote?
Well, I think that what you would want to do is have, you would make the motion, and under the discussion of motion would be the discussion on conditions or directives, and then the person who made the motion would amend based on that discussion, and the second would amend their second.
Okay. Do we have any motions on the approval or denial of the application for 270 Electric Avenue?
Well, I would move that we approve it based upon the conditions that it performs accordingly to the plans. I like the plans. I thought it was too bad that his landscaping schematics didn't show the level of plantings that his planting plan does, but as long as it's built according to the plan, I would move that we accept it.
Is there a second? That's you, Ken.
I can't hear what was said. So whoever made the motion, could you speak up?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Couldn't hear you.
I would move that we approve the proposal as it's specified in the plan set.
That's it?
Well, if you second it, there can be discussion on that motion.
Yeah, okay, if that was the motion, I second that. I thought there was more to it than that.
Okay. Is there any discussion?
I would suggest that you place some construction hours for just general coverage of when it's constructed. I would also suggest that a condition that he abide all other approvals by town boards and committees be included, just to sort of tidy everything up and tie it all back together. I think that the plan set as it is fairly complete, so I don't know that there's too much other in there. You could add a directive that per the discussion in the hearing, the entrance on West Street be reserved for scheduled large vehicle delivery and management and EMS purposes, to avoid in the future them just deciding to start using West Street. I don't believe that that would be an issue, but there's always the possibility of sale or new management coming in, and just by memorializing it within the decision, you've put it down that is something that was agreed upon.
Okay. Is there anything else we should add to that list? before
No, I
we
think
start going over it?
that covers for the most part. It's a fairly benign use.
All right. Does anyone on the board have a comment as to the timing of operation?
Well, I'm sorry, but don't our general bylaws cover construction operations? Isn't there something in there about?
Not that I'm aware of, and in my experience, the planning board, when they do development plan review or site plan approval, will often put in conditions that say construction hours are from, Monday through Friday would be, 7:30 to 5, and Saturday would be 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. or something to that effect.
Actually, I did have a question regarding the West Street entrance. If the 13 entrance is not constructed yet, they would have to, by default, use the West Street entrance for construction?
Well,
or is that just after
yeah,
it's-
not for construction. It would be for operational use.
Okay.
Excuse me, in that case, then I would recommend that they relocate the construction entrance, stabilized construction entrance on the erosion control plan to West Street. Either that or additional, because if they're gonna have all the construction vehicles moving in on West Street, that's the stabilized.
That was just a suggestion by Adam. They're not asking to.
Yeah, no. I was saying for operation, as the applicant said, when they're up and operational, they may use West Street from time to time that someone is moving cross-country, state to state for,
large
correct.
deliveries.
Yes, for large scheduled deliveries.
Certainly.
Construction, I expect them to abide to the plan as it is. Currently, I would not consider them under construction. They're in the process of dismantling the current operation.
Sure.
I would imagine, per the plan, that they're going to put the entrance on Electric Avenue as shown, because it's going to be easier to get
Yeah.
construction vehicles in and out of there.
Sure.
Do we have anyone with a strong feeling on timing? I mean, as Adam said, the applicant is mostly his own abutter, so I'm not sure we need to be too strict on that, but
On the locust map, there are a couple houses on West Street that are behind the property from Electric Ave. That's the only indication.
Are there standard construction times established in Lunenburg?
Doesn't sound like it.
I thought there were.
I don't ever recall dictating construction times before, so I was wondering what the norm would be.
Let's see. I don't have the general bylaws, and they're not on the website.
I actually have them, I have it right here.
Do we just want to say Monday through Saturday, 7 to 7? Is that fair?
That would seem fair.
That's fine.
That sounds fine to me as well. I don't want to be too restricted there because I don't know what we normally would consider standard, but those do seem to be reasonable work hours.
No Sundays or holidays.
Yeah. Okay, and the other suggestion was to just adhere to other regulations from the other town boards?
Yeah.
Okay, and that West Street entry be reserved for emergency vehicles and large deliveries
And management needs.
and management.
And that would cover plowing or something to that effect.
Okay. So Matt, would you like to amend your motion
I
to?
would like to amend my motion to include the hours of operation from 7 to 7, Monday through Saturday, Monday through Saturday,
And,
and that the large deliveries be allowed on the West Street entrance.
okay.
Okay.
Would you like to amend your
Second.
second? Okay. Any other discussion? Nope. All right, we'll take a vote. Starting with Dave, or Greg, sorry.
Nope, no Greg.
I'm
No, oh, yeah,
ineligible.
all right.
Greg is,
You're just
I'm
a
here.
bystander
I'm
today.
here, I'm not just a
Okay.
pretty
He's
here
face
helping
tonight. I'm
us
just a
out.
pretty face tonight.
We'll start with you then, Ken.
In favor?
All right, Matt?
Approved?
Aye.
And I.
Aye.
Okay, so 3-0 approved.
thank you much.
Okay, and that was our only agenda item for tonight, so entertain a motion to adjourn unless there's any other comment from the board.
I do have a comment. I believe the Green Committee is looking for members, so if anyone's interested, they can fill in a talent bank form.
Thank you.
I would move that we adjourn to enjoy our Independence weekend.
Is there a second?
I second.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Thank you, Ken.